Right, so this afternoon I'm over here at Den's and I'm here with Ian. Hi Ian.
Hi, Chris.
And with Carol. You run the facility here, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so we're in Hemel Hempstead. I can see Den's in the background. Is this an initiative between Den's and Dacorum Borough Council?
That's right, yeah, we're partners with them. So we run the building and run the operation and look after the clients, but they provide the building for us.
Fabulous. Now, I've seen the plaque over there. That plaque is from when it was opened by the Duchess of Gloucester on the 29th of September. But you opened before that, were you? But that was like the official opening.
That was our formal one. We opened on the 20th of May.
And these are some of the pictures of the day here. The lady in red being the Duchess, I guess.
We're right, and she observed our guys doing some of their activities, some of the cooking class going on there, and she was presented with a plaque that our art group made as well. So.
Fabulous.
Yeah, very nice. Good day.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what Den's is, just because people watching this may have not heard of it, but what does Den's do?
Well, we do lots of things related to homelessness and poverty, but principally the Elms here is a homeless hostel.
Okay.
Temporary emergency, temporary accommodation. That's right. That is the correct terminology. So we provide short-term accommodation for single people between 18 and 65.
Right, okay.
So, no families, no children, but that's our demographic. We've got 41 beds and we are pretty well full most of the time at the moment.
And is this the only facility that Den's have in Dacorum
It's
Borough?
the only residential one, but
Right.
we also have a day centre where guys can go during the day and get some support and advice.
Okay.
And hot meals. And we've got our food bank, which is fabulous, and that's sort of going towards the wider community support, really, I guess, rather than just homelessness, the people who are in dire straits and just need a bit of temporary support to get them through.
Fabulous.
So Den's, it's an organisation which consists of all these various things. So as a charity, the idea is to help people get back into society.
Okay.
Everybody basically is just 3 steps away from being homeless. They can lose their job, they can lose their mortgage, they can have a family breakup. And we get a range of people from 18 right up to 60, things like that. As Carol said, both men and women. So then this is the new one. This is the new area of it with the 41 beds.
Yeah.
We've got responsibility for. We have the day centre where people can drop in and they can do their washing and they can have a decent meal. And then we have to raise money, and we have 2 areas or 3 areas of raising money. We have fantastic donations from the people around here. They're very, very generous. We do a lot of sponsorship. We've got the sleep out on the 4th of December.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sleeping out.
I am joining you. I'm just going to fill it in, the form.
We also have, we're getting a shop together.
Yeah.
We can sell stuff. And we have a warehouse where people bring in stuff, and then we sell that on, and we give it to people who need help in setting up their home.
Fabulous.
So all of those areas, and then also, of course, we have a food bank. So, and we get, last year we helped about 4,000 people, some 3,500 people, because they needed food, and so and we get lovely donations, really good donations from, again, local organisations and people. Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Tesco's have days where you go in and they may have an offer 2 for the price of 1, and they will give us the 1, and then we pass it on to here.
Fabulous.
But we do get a lot of support from Dacorum. They give us a lot of support, but obviously, and we get also other grants, all right? And we have grants for specific areas. We normally allocate them, or they want it to support a specific area, but those are limited, all right? And we are aware that these grants don't go on forever because times are tight financially.
Yeah.
So we are raising more and more money ourselves. But the important thing about this is this one, and also the day shelter, is that the people have to work with us. They're only coming for 1 month, isn't it?
3 months, yeah.
3 months altogether, but they've got to behave themselves and they've got to cooperate.
Yes, there's rules.
It's a maximum of 3 months, but we want to see that they are trying to help themselves.
Yeah.
It's important that they help themselves, because if they don't want to help themselves, then there are people who do want to help themselves, and we'll get rid of them and get somebody else who's more willing to
Just ready to take it, really. Yeah, we've got a waiting list now. So so people who are wanting to engage and use the support, this isn't the place for them. We really want the people who are are ready to make the changes and engage with it. And sometimes it's a bit of a struggle, even if they think they're ready, but it's okay.
So tell us a little bit of what you have here.
Okay, so this is, I mean, it's a fantastic building, I've got to say. It's lovely to be able to do the work here. So a little bit in here is our IT suite.
Right, okay.
At the minute, but so in here we do IT skills training. We do our job club every week.
Right, okay.
As you can see, that's a kind of flexible partition wall, so it also goes through to our training room on this side. So we can have it all together as one big training room.
Oh, right, okay.
On Friday they were doing a dance class in here, so we had it open and people were flying up and down.
Right.
But overnight it doubles up as our crash pad, which is why these things are here. So people who come in very late in the day to us, or have maybe had that little bit too much alcohol maybe, so they can't come into the main shelter and want to keep it safe for everybody.
Yeah.
They can crash down here for the night and then go out and come back again and start again.
Right, okay.
We'll also use it as a cold weather provision when the weather gets really cold, to take people so they're not rough sleep.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
give them somewhere safe to be at night, but they stay out of the rest of the place, so
Right.
it's nice and safe. And this is our lovely volunteer receptionist here, mostly by volunteers.
Right, okay.
We have about 200 volunteers who help us do our own.
Really?
Yeah, amazing support we get.
This is the kind of wow factor.
Right.
I love this.
This is amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
It is absolutely amazing. Look, you're right there, Shane. So, in this area, what do we have? Well, this is kind of our quiet lounge, generally speaking. So we've got all books and puzzles and all sorts of things the guys can just, and we've got an audio point there, so if someone wants to listen to stories but they can't read, they can put a CD there and do that. We've also got some interview rooms, so that gives us a real reasonable amount of space to do the one-to-one work with the guys, in some privacy and, you know, in dedicated space.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting on each other's laps, as we practically did at the night shelter, so this is a really good facility.
Oh, fabulous, isn't it?
So if you look at this board over here, that will tell you some of the activities that are going on at the minute. So we've got all sorts of things. We've got a cooking class going on at the moment. A book club happens every week. There's a big trip coming up to Wales soon, so there's lots of team building and confidence building for people at the moment.
Brilliant.
Job club and the dance class, it's just started. Managing Money one is a recurring course, and these are some of the lovely people taking part in all that. We did a canal trip as well, that was last month. And the cooking going on there, so all sorts of things.
Brilliant,
So we
yeah.
try and look at what underpins the guys, you know, what's the reason why they're homeless, what's happened for them, and try and address that. So some of the cooking stuff is just about sustainability. When you move on, can you cook from scratch cheaply for yourself but healthily?
Yeah.
And some of the other stuff is about confidence building, really, and just easing ways to feel sociable and with other people without having to resort to drinking and alcohol.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we help them. The idea is that if they work with us, then we will try and train and assist them to get back into society.
Yeah.
So they have up to 3 months here. They behave, all right, and they work with us if you like. But then after that, they work with Dacorum Rente. That's another part of DENS, whereby we work with 26 landlords, and we will help the people we'll get a deposit for them to go there, and then they share accommodation there, and then they can be there for up to 6 months, sharing accommodation, again, working themselves back. You don't exist unless you've got an address.
No, absolutely.
So it's vital that they do that. And then if they actually are working and it's all going well for them and they've got a job and everything, then we will probably just lead them on and they'll get their own rented accommodation.
Fabulous.
Hopefully they're back
Back on track.
on track.
So the guys get an evening meal here and they get breakfast, but during the day, generally speaking, we expect most people to be out because it's a normal life. You get up, you go out to work and so on. Some of the guys, obviously, for obvious reasons, are less mobile than others.
Yeah, sure.
We do have 3 completely accessible bedrooms now, so we're able to take guys who are using wheelchairs. We've got a couple of rooms where we can take dogs in as well.
Right.
That was one of the barriers, to people accessing support before who had a dog, because they just didn't want to leave their best friend on the street, so they wouldn't come into us. But now we can take 2 people in with dogs, so that's really nice as well. And obviously there's rules and whatever controls around how that works, so it keeps it okay for everybody. But at least we've been able to help people that we'd never have reached before.
Yeah.
It's been really important.
So that's the kitchen area that's behind the shutter.
Yeah.
Here's like an example of food that they produce themselves.
This one?
Exactly, we have some celebrations in.
This is the milk, actually, so usually it's next away here. Those they made yesterday, actually, with the cooking group, yeah, with the chocolate cake and different buns and breads and things they made with Chloe yesterday, who was ending her course with us. So yeah, that was really lovely.
So we not only encourage them to make food and to eat well, but we also have a garden area out there.
Oh, is that like downstairs? Yeah.
You can probably see it from up the top. It is nice.
Well, it's very nice here.
Nice. Tree planted by the doctor. But we've got so that was just a complete rough area when we first moved in, and now we've got raised beds all the way down the side. And we
Yeah.
planted loads yesterday, loads of carrots, potatoes, sweet corn,
Brilliant.
all different salad vegetables and so on. So that's all been built from scratch with the support of Groundwork. I think did a lot of that with us and some volunteers. And so they were literally harvesting that, taking it upstairs to the training kitchen. Perhaps you can have a look at that, and cooking from scratch with it. So it's great.
Marvellous, yeah.
And then right down the bottom is a little sitting area with a barbecue, which the Prince's Trust did for us. One of our residents joined their programme and pitched for Dens to be the project that they supported. So they all came in and built the barbecue.
Brilliant stuff, yeah.
So it was really lovely, yeah. And that's looked after every day pretty well. Actually, someone goes out and does the watering and so on. So that's nice. It gives that sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
Ownership is good.
Really good, yeah.
What else can we show you? Is it all making sense?
Yeah, lovely. What a fantastic facility. You know, and I mean, Ian's been going on about it for ages, but until you come here and actually see it, you don't really appreciate it. So.
Right. No, it really is.
I think it's also that this is just part of Dens. The work that Dens does to try and get people back into society again all fits together.
Yeah.
And part of our art group, so we made those as well as a group. So the Zinc art group came in the evening. Again, that confidence building thing,
Yeah.
working together, and so that people have an opportunity to engage socially without it being difficult and awkward. They can engage over a project or an artwork.
Yeah, no, brilliant stuff.
So what should we look at the training kitchen and the laundry? Kitchen is amazing.
Yes.
This is our proper state of the art. Star Wars kitchen, I call it. This is like the Starship Enterprise as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
So real proper. We have professional caterers come in and run this for us because the manual for it is about, I don't know,
Well, you can imagine, can't you? Yeah.
an inch thick.
Walk-in fridges almost there as well.
Down below we have freezers for the food.
Right.
So which we're very lucky because they keep all. But we use that food, which we will use in food parcels, but we also use that food as the food which is used to feed people.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
When you get up here, it looks quite a lot like a travel lodge, I think. But anyway, it's that kind of effect.
Yeah.
Corridors and bedrooms. What have we got on this one? Here the guys have access to laundry, so they're expected to do their own washing.
Okay.
We expect them to keep their room tidy.
Smells of washing.
Isn't it? But again, it's that part of, driving towards independent living. We charge them a small fee for it.
Yeah.
Because actually that reflects real life.
Yeah.
Actually, there's always a cost attached to things. So we expect them to keep their stuff clean. And we do
What they do to come here, they have to give us the housing benefit.
Right.
So the housing benefit they get from the state comes to us, and that's how we can fund them being here.
Yeah, I understand.
Which is why the changes in Well, the proposed changes, they took a bit of a battering, I think, last night in the House of Lords. Those ones are very sort of detrimental to us because as their money goes down, it means we're getting less money as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yes, and it's an expensive operation to run.
Yeah.
But worth it.
I think we had, what is it, 16 full staff or 18 full staff, something like that,
16.
in the whole organisation.
Yes, 18 probably now, actually. Yes, there's not many, and we do a lot with volunteers. We have lots of volunteers that come in and help with
Everything.
yeah, pretty much everything actually. Yeah, but I see the job club and with the gardening club, all of that stuff. Reception volunteers.
They are invaluable to us.
It's our lovely training kitchen. From here, we run cooking classes.
Okay, so this is more like a normal sort of home kitchen type thing, yeah.
We've got all different hobbies, you see, so
Yeah.
people can be doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
And actually, it's proved a really interesting incentive as well. People, we run quiz nights and things like that every so often just to kind of keep it social and light here.
Yeah.
One of the favourite prizes is to win the opportunity to come into the things they can't otherwise get in, and to come in here at the training kitchen for the night and cook for themselves and have a little dinner party with some residents. And it's been so popular, it's been lovely. It's surprised us that one.
Fabulous.
It is really nice, it's a lovely facility. We tried doing it elsewhere but just didn't have the opportunity really to
Yeah.
kind of really just run it as professionally as we can here.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So, I should have looked for a room number really, shouldn't I? That would have been a good thing.
I'm sort of thinking, we got one that's empty on it.
We may have one. You may have to switch off for a minute, I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Actually, what's floor along to?
Two. There's another floor upstairs,
Right.
and on each floor there is a room which is kitted out for somebody who's disabled.
Yeah.
So they can.
So there's a lift here and stuff anyway, yeah.
There, then they can fall through. And then you've got there's a basement where we keep the stores and all the rest of it.
Right. Very nice, isn't it?
Oh, what's this place being built?
It was built. Well, it was finished in April.
Yeah, I know it was.
You were here?
I used to work at the scrapyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I watched them knock down the old cottage and build this.
Oh, right.
There's not much concrete in this place, let's put it that way.
Really?
It's mainly a metal structure.
Oh, right. That's
A
interesting.
metal structure with concrete floors.
Oh,
That's
right.
it. So,
I hope we don't rust, so
that's what I hope.
Yeah, so it's been operational now for how long?
April. We started.
April, right.
Yeah. And we had the formal opening in September. And as Carol said, we're not only full, we're now
Waiting
overfull.
list.
Right, so, and if we have people who don't want to comply with the rules, so we have to be strict and they're out. And
Any really good success stories of people that have gone on from
well,
here?
we have about a third. Well, it depends on which areas you're looking at. So we obviously helped a lot of people with food parcels. All right, so that's another area.
Yeah.
Of things. And most people only need one food parcel, but it takes them through the crisis. You then have people who are temporarily in trouble because they've lost their job.
Hello.
Go to a room. Sorry, Ian.
But about people who are sofa surfing or just living with friends who come in and then work with us, we have about a 30% success rate.
Okay.
So this is a typical room.
Right.
Let's put some light on the subject. So it has that clever little gizmo, so you don't waste electricity. So this is pretty well the size of all of them. There's a wardrobe and some shelving space around the corner there. And obviously we provide the bed linen and towels when the guys come in. And we usually give them a starter pack of toiletries so that they can get going.
Yeah, sure.
And we've got clothes stores and all sorts of things like that downstairs if they come in with absolutely nothing. I think like what most people who come around say is it's like student accommodation.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's adequate for the.
But it's getting people back in the game, isn't it? That's the point, you know. I mean, I was talking to a chap yesterday who's homeless, who's I see him on the underpass in Watford very often. His name's Oliver, and he's actually got a law degree, and he's just like in there, and they put him up in the Premier Inn down at the Rising Sun for a week because I noticed he was looking a lot better, and that's because he'd been put in accommodation for a week. But it was amazing how much difference it actually made.
Yeah.
Just that small amount of time.
I think if they're permanent living on the street, it's very stereotyped to say they live on the streets because they actually won't necessarily. They may go home, or they may go to a friend, or they may what we call surf the sofa. All right, and then they may find accommodation elsewhere, like this sort of accommodation. But the lifespan on the streets is not that long.
No.
Because it just, if you're out for a winter.
Do you know, I can't remember, it's like 37 or 47 years, something like that. It's really low.
It must. Well, it knocks the socks off, doesn't it? It's cold out there.
Yeah, and you give them, we try and give them sleeping bags, and at Christmas we give out deodorant and soap and things like that. But the fact of the matter is they can't sleep at the times we do. Because if they go to the quiet places, like cemeteries or churchyards or things like that, then that's the time they're there, or they're maybe in sort of an archway or something, a doorway, and people come out of pubs and think that they are good to chat to and maybe disturb them, but they don't get any sleep. So that's why they have to sleep during the day. I was in Watford behind Iceland, and there was a girl fast asleep at the back.
Yeah.
You did sometimes find that here with the guys that come in who have been street sleeping, rough sleeping before they come in here, just need to sleep. For the first 2 days, we just kind of leave them alone, just let them
get them accountable.
Get something back, sense of themselves, and have a shower and maybe get some fresh clothes, and then kind of rejoin us after that. So when they come in here, we always leave it a few days, up to 5 days, to do the big sort of assessment with them. Just let them settle, let people get a sense of themselves back, and then we'll work out where we're going with it. And we've got the luxury of that here because we can have people up to 3 months.
Yeah.
Our shelter, it was really tight. They were there 28 nights and they were gone. So here, we have that luxury of being able to work with them for longer and get to know them and then trust us more. And it's all good. Yeah, well, that works, I think. And of course, it's they've got their own space as well, which is lovely. And a lot of them haven't had that, particularly if they've been doing the sofa surfing around friends, families, and what have you. Yeah, it's nice for them just to relax and have their own space for them.
What some of them do is they go from here down to the day centre. So they go down there, and again they can get some food. But again, there is a requirement on them. It's not just a place where they can socialise. It's something where they can do that, but also work towards getting themselves back into society again.
Yeah, because they've got PCs and what have you down there as well, so they can carry on the job searches and all sorts in the job centre.
And that's been chock-a-block this year as well. Already they exceeded their numbers from last year, and I think 28 in a day is a low number.
Yeah, it is a tiny little place. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Well, thanks for sort of sharing it with us, and it's been a real eye opener really, and I think this will be up on Google Plus and on some of the social stuff that we do, so people can see it and have a look at what you're doing down there. So thanks ever so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.